I had been invited by the commissioner, and there was some suggestion that maybe the best place to go would be Arizona, since that's where Game 1 was being played. I rejected that out of hand. If you're going to throw out a pitch during a World Series with the Yankees, at this point in history, there's only one place to go: Yankee Stadium.
I knew the symbolism and what it would mean for Americans when we felt so vulnerable and when we were still afraid, and then this was one of our traditions.
I remember the example of Franklin Roosevelt when he said, "Let's play ball," during World War II. I'm confident his decision was made because he thought it would be good for the soul of the nation. And so when presented with the opportunity of throwing out the first pitch, I seized it because I knew that baseball could be a part of the recovery after 9/11.
The stadium was searched for 2 days in great detail. It was guarded for the days the Yankees were on the road losing in Arizona.
Diamondbacks win it. They're up 2-0. The Yankees will not panic, and they are anxious to get back to New York in Yankee Stadium.
It wasn't until the day of the game that you knew for sure he was going to be there.
Game 3 tonight, must win for the Yankees. Must win.
I walked into the Oval Office the day before and said, look, the reporting tells us that there may be an attack that's bigger than 9/11.
Ominous headline in the Post. Watch out. A new terror alert. Sometime within a week, the Feds say something might happen.
The worry for me was not Yankee Stadium. The worry for me was, is there another target in New York? Because New York turns out to be an iconic target from Al-Qaeda's perspective. It represents our economy and everything that they believe is distorted about our values. Could it be anthrax? Yes. Could it be nuclear? Yes. That's in the back of your mind here, and that's the context the president and we're dealing with in this moment.
The security was so intense, it was like an armed camp. I have to go through 2 metal detectors and be frisked to go to a baseball game now. All right, if that's what it takes, I'm going to my game.
I got on Marine One and choppered toward Yankee Stadium. I remember looking down at World Trade Center site, and my memories flashed right back to the emotions of that day, the sadness, and so that was on my mind as we head into the Yankee Stadium. The agent said, "You'll be wearing a bulletproof vest." And I didn't say to him what I felt like saying, which is, "Hey man, I got to throw the pitch. You know, you wear the bulletproof vest." I generally thought it was very important to accommodate the Secret Service. Their job was to protect me, and therefore I wanted to make their job easier, not harder, and so I put it on. I then went to the warm-up area. They've got a mound there, and started throwing in front of the mound just to get warm, and then got on the mound and threw some, bounced a couple I might add. And anyway, Derek Jeter ambles in.
And then I see President Bush in there, and he's taking it pretty serious, trying to get loose.
He says, "Say, are you going to throw in front of the mound?" I said, "What do you think?" He said, "This Yankee Stadium, you know, you better throw on top of the mound, otherwise they'll boo you." And I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." And just as he's leaving, he turns around and says, "But don't bounce it, they'll boo you."
We had a little fun with him down in the tunnel, so we tried to make light of the situation as much as possible.
When it came time for him to get ready, I could see he was nervous.
We are in New York, and we are proud to be in the Bronx for Game 3 of the 2001 World Series. Security at an all-time high outside, but once inside, these fans are ready to make some noise for their Yankees. Down 2-0 to the Arizona Diamondbacks, moments away from the start of Game 3.
The sense of anticipation, the fear, there was an uneasiness in the crowd. So it was a nervous anxiety that was kind of a strange, toxic combination of, fear of terrorism, but also we're losing. There was that thing. There was still the baseball in it.
Outside of being an American, I'm also a New Yorker, and I know people that were here that day. So I know if I'm feeling it, God knows what's going through his mind.
At one point before emerging from the dugout, I kind of nudged old Nick and said, "Are we going to be okay?"
And I remember as clear as day turning to him in this quick second and saying, "Sir, these people out here, if anyone wanted to do something, they would eat the person alive."
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention now to the area in front of the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
I remember being so nervous and thinking, should I look? Should I even look right now? Because I'm scared of what could happen.
And please welcome the President of the United States.
The gravity of the moment never really hit me until the first step coming out of that dugout.
President walking out to the mound to thunderous applause, wearing an FDNY blue jacket.
I remember the noise. It was deafening. I remember looking around the stadium at this giant crowd.
Perfect strike as he gets a thunderous ovation here at Yankee Stadium. What a moment in the stadium.
The place just went berserk. This is a moment. Your politics go away. Here's a young president of the United States handed this awful baton to run with, and he stood up and basically said, "F you."
He went by me, he says, "You gonna kick their butts tonight?" I said, "We're gonna try."
He spoke to the American people in a way that no speech could ever have done.
The conversation about, is it safe? You're gonna open ballparks, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. I mean, that was the statement saying, no, we're gonna go on with our lives.
My view of it all was there are good people protecting me. They're doing the best they can possibly do. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I don't think you can lead a nation if you're worried about your own safety. I don't think you can send a signal to people, let's get on with our lives, if the president is concerned about his own life.